Hey there, and welcome. Today we're going to dive right into the very heart of the English language, verbs. You know, if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by all the rules and the exceptions and the lists, you are in exactly the right place. We're about to crack the code on the entire system by focusing on one powerful secret that makes everything else just fall into place. So let's get into it.
To really get why this is so important, think about it like this. Verbs aren't just words on a page. Nope. They are the action, the energy. They're the engine that makes language go. They literally give our sentences life and direction. Every single story you tell, every idea you want to share, it's all powered by these incredible words.
And that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? It can feel like there are just thousands of verbs to memorize, plus all the different tenses, present, past, future. It can honestly feel like this impossible mountain to climb. But what if I told you the key to that whole system was way, way simpler than you think?
Yeah, the secret to mastering thousands of English verbs, well, it all boils down to this one little number. 3. That's it. This number right here is the foundation. It's the key that's going to unlock everything else for you.
That's because there are just 3 verbs that do almost all of the heavy lifting in English. We call them the power verbs. And if you can master these 3, you're not just learning a few words, you're actually learning the entire system that powers all English conversation. So what are these 3 amazing verbs?
Here they are: to be, to have, and to do. That's the whole secret. These 3 verbs are the ultimate building blocks. Sure, they can work by themselves, but their real magic, their real power, is how they work as helper verbs to give structure and meaning to thousands of other verbs.
So, how do they actually work? Let's roll up our sleeves and break down each one of these power verbs. We're going to see exactly how they build sentences about what's happening now, what happened before, and what will happen in the future.
First up, we've got to be, or Kuvuga in Kinyarwanda. This is probably the most essential verb in all of English. We use it to say who someone is, what something is, or to describe a condition or a feeling. You can think of it as the verb of existence. It's also a huge help when we want to describe actions that are happening right now.
So in the present, to be changes a little bit to match who you're talking about. But check out the pattern. I gets am, he, she, or it gets is, and everybody else, you, we, they, gets are. So I am a visitor becomes diu mushitsi. Simple, right?
Now look what happens in the past. It gets even easier. There are only 2 forms to remember: was and were. So I was a student translates right over to nari umunyeshuri. And that's it. It's really that straightforward.
And what about the future? Well, it couldn't be any simpler. Every single subject, I, you, he, she, we, they all use the exact same phrase, will be. It is 100% consistent. I will be at the concert is nzaba ndimu birori.
All right, let's move on to our second power verb, to have, or kujira. This verb is all about possession. What you own, what you're holding, what belongs to you. It's the verb of ownership. But it's also a super powerful helper verb for talking about actions that are already finished.
Okay, so in the present tense, there's just one tiny change you got to remember. Pretty much everyone uses have, but for he, she, or it, the verb changes to has. So you'd say, I have a new car, but you'd say, she has a beautiful garden. See the difference? And just like we saw with to be, the past tense makes everything simple again. Every single subject uses the exact same word, had. I had a great time. She had a meeting. They had a chance to travel. And for the future, the pattern just keeps getting easier. It's one phrase for everyone, will have.
And now for our third and final power verb, to do, or gukora. This one's pretty special. Yeah, it can mean, to perform an action, but its main power, its superpower, comes from its job as a helper. This is the verb we use to build questions, to make negative statements, and even to add some extra emphasis.
In the present tense, it follows that same exact pattern as to have. Most subjects get do, while he, she, and it get does. And we use this constantly to ask questions. We don't say, you like coffee a lot in English. Instead, we bring in our little helper verb and say, do you like coffee?
And for the past tense, you guessed it, it's one word for absolutely everybody, did. This is the key to asking questions about anything that's already happened. So instead of, they arrived on time, we use our helper and we ask, did they arrive on time? See how that works? And the future? Come on, you know this one. One rule for everyone, will do. It's just that consistent.
So let's put this all together. These three verbs basically have two jobs. They have their own meanings, of course, but their real power is when they act as helpers. To be helps you build continuous actions, like I am running. To have helps you build completed actions, like she has finished. And to do is your essential tool for questions and negatives. They're like the mechanics that make all the complex sentences actually work. And this brings us to the most important point of all. Understanding this system of three verbs isn't just about memorizing grammar rules. Not at all. It's about unlocking your own ability to express yourself clearly and, most importantly, confidently in English.
Let's circle back to where we started. If verbs are the engine of communication, then these three, to be, to have, and to do, well, they're the spark plugs, the pistons, the crankshaft. They are the absolute core components that make the whole engine run smoothly. When you master them, you gain total control of that engine.
So now the structure of English is yours to command. You have the keys. The only question left is this: what new stories are you gonna tell?